Okay, the title of this video is Jeet Kune certifications. Now, this video, I'm making it because somebody sent me an email, another email. First email supposedly was from Danny and Sano, and then I made a reply video about that email that I received. Now I received another email supposedly from one of Danny and Sano's students who wrote a pretty thorough, explanation, as a reflection of whatever video that I made. Now, honestly, I didn't read the entire email because I don't want to put out negative energy out there. I don't want to get argumentative, but at the same time, I want to express the truth that I see. I felt that the first video that I made about Jeet Kune, Danny Sano teaching Jeet Kune, I felt that was really thorough enough. It was a 50-minute video, but this email, and from what I read, makes me want to share more about my thoughts about Jeet Kune certification. So basically, he's talking about how Danny Sano has all these multiple certifications for Bruce Lee's teachings and things like that. And I just want to share my ideas on that. Certifications to me are never everlasting, is never forever enduring. Just pay attention to all the certifications out there in this world. There's nothing guaranteed. Look at the certifications of your driver's license. Look at it right now. There's an expiration date on it, guaranteed. You can't be even certified to be capable of driving forever. So Bruce Lee died over 40, almost 50 years ago. These certifications that Danny Sano has, they're not something that's supposed to last forever. They're supposed to expire. Other certifications, look at any personal training certification from NASM, from ACE, from any of the personal training agencies out there that give out certifications. All of them have expiration dates. I have a FOID, I have a FOID license, to firearms owner identification. That has an expiration date. I have a concealed carry license. That has an expiration date of 5 years. I have a business license in order to legally operate my business. That has an expiration date of 2 years. Every single business out here that's running has an expiration date on their certifications. If you become the heavyweight world champion, boxing champion of the world, that doesn't last forever. That's gonna expire. As soon as your body starts deteriorating, then you're gonna lose that title. Every single sport out there, if you win the title, it's not forever. You're gonna have to prove yourself again in order to win it again. It's not forever enduring. There's no certifications out there that's forever enduring. Even schools, okay, you graduate from high school, you graduate from college, you get the degree, but okay, you might have the degree. You might be able to claim the degree 80 years after the fact. But the fact of the matter is, yeah. So everywhere there's certifications. Even with the school, you might be able to claim your bachelor's or your master's or your PhD like 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 years after the fact that you obtained it. But the fact of the matter is, just because you have a bachelor's degree or even a PhD, it doesn't give you the right to give somebody else a bachelor's or a PhD. So meaning, if Danny Sano really does have these certifications, okay, that's fine, but it doesn't give him the right to give somebody else a certification for Jeet Kune Do, because he doesn't have the authority to do that. Only Bruce Lee would have that authority, and he's passed away. So this is the truth that I see, you know. And other things is, people's reputation is not forever enduring either. You know, for example, Bill Cosby was a loved actor, but then his reputation quickly got damaged because of all these rape allegations. You know, same thing with Michael Jackson. He was a loved entertainer and singer, but then he got in trouble with the law and was accused of child molestation and things like that. People's, you know, their reputation doesn't last forever. You know, and employment doesn't last forever either. Intelligence doesn't last forever. You know, it's like people change. You know, you might be hired as a police officer, certified police officer, but 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, it may be that you get fired, or you resign, or you pass away, and then you're no longer certified. You know, you might, you know, be in the military, but you might not be active anymore. There's active military, and then there's inactive and retired military, or what they call veterans. It's like nothing lasts forever. So these certifications for Jeet Kune Do can only be given by Bruce Lee. But the thing is, you know, he might have gave away certifications while he was running his school, but businesses don't last forever either. And it is clear that he shut down his schools when he went into acting. So shutting down the school essentially is making those certifications that were given no longer valid, because the school is shut down. You know, a school that doesn't exist makes the certification that is given by that school invalid. You know, shutting down the school is a clear indication that things aren't going right. So shutting down the school is essentially taking away all the certifications that he even gave away during the time the school was active. And once again, even if he did give somebody certification, it doesn't give the right to that person he gave the certification to give somebody else the same certification that he received. That's like me getting a bachelor's degree from Purdue, which I did, and then now all of a sudden, because I spent $50,000 and I spent 4 years studying in Purdue, it doesn't give me the right to certify somebody else to be a Purdue graduate themselves. Only the Purdue University entity can do that. So only Bruce Lee can give away legitimate certifications if he so chooses. But when he passes away, all the certifications are no longer valid, according to my eyes. So once again, I specified in my other video, it's like Danny Sano, you know, it's just a part of his resume. He's certified, you know, by Bruce Lee in 1960s or whatever period of time, and that becomes a part of his credential. When he has his own students and he teaches his own students, he can't certify his students to be Jeet Kune Do. He can only certify them according to his own martial art method and way that is not Jeet Kune Do. That's the way that I see that it is. You know, Danny Sano just simply is not Bruce Lee. He doesn't look like him, doesn't fight like him, doesn't have the same name as him, doesn't come from the same country, not even the same country. they're completely different people. You know, and it people that are learning from him are learning his way. You know, you'll be more capable of learning from Bruce Lee from watching Bruce Lee's movies and reading Bruce Lee's books from his own words than you ever would learn from Danny Insano. Because Danny Insano is not Bruce Lee. You know, so the people that study under Danny Insano, I don't understand why they even pay attention to what I have to say. You know, you have your teacher, you have your guru. Why does it matter what I say? You know, if I say that these certifications aren't valid, what does that have to do with your training? I'm just stating the truth that I see as somebody that has high respect for Bruce Lee, you know, that has been inspired by Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is the one who led me towards Eastern philosophy. Bruce Lee is the one who helped me transcend the limitations of traditional martial arts styles. You know, Bruce Lee is, you know, he's somebody that I highly admire. He's somebody that I learn a lot from. I can't say the same about Danny Insano. You know, honestly, there's a lot of famous and talented people out there other than Bruce Lee that you could learn from, you know, that may not be so closely associated with Bruce Lee. You know, like Jean-Claude Van Damme, you know, had his own movie run, you know, for a period of time, for example. You know, he was really good at what he did, and he was really fit and very flexible, talented. You know, you could learn, and he's still living right now. You know, he built his own name. He made more movies than Bruce Lee. You know, and he was very fit. Very fit. He was definitely more flexible than Bruce Lee. His kicks were probably technically even surpassed Bruce Lee. You know, maybe his speed wasn't as fast as Bruce Lee, but he was talented as well. You know, and honestly, I think Jean-Claude Van Damme had a much, you know, more success in the industry than Danny Insano. You know, Jet Li, another person, very talented, very skilled, is at a higher level than Danny Insano and what he was expressing in the industry. You know, but I still choose to learn from Bruce Lee. You know, and Bruce Lee had a lot of friends, he had a lot of fans. His daughter's still alive, his ex-wife is still alive. But I'm not learning from Shannon Lee, not learning from Linda Lee, not learning from Danny Insano, not learning from Chuck Norris, not learning from Jim Kelly, Bob Wall, all these people, Bolo Young, all these people that have been associated with Bruce Lee, even Brandon Lee. I'm not learning from them, I'm learning from Bruce Lee. And according to my eyes, my truth, his teachings are only within his expression. Other people have their interpretations. I have my interpretation. Danny Insano has his interpretation. Everybody that's ever been inspired by Bruce Lee has their interpretations. But in order to learn directly from the source, you have to go to his words, his movies. You have to go through the media that is still there, that has retained the essence of his expression. You know, and you can't allow Danny Sano or anybody else to make you feel as if you can only learn Jeet Kune Do if you go through him. Because then it's a shift of the power. Now you feel that somebody else has the power to tell you whether or not you are practicing Jeet Kune Do, or whether you are talented in Jeet Kune Do. And that's not even Bruce Lee. That's somebody else. But if you take the power away from him, you take the power away from Shannon Lee and Linda Lee and everybody that is living, that has been associated with them, and you just say, hey, you know, I love Bruce Lee's movies too. I love his books too. I'm just as qualified as you to give my perspective on what he meant from his teachings. Now you're not putting the power into somebody else to be an authority over Bruce Lee's teachings. You know, there's no authority over his teachings. His teachings has been spread out there to the world for everybody to learn. And there's no authority that could tell you, you know, what Jeet Kune Do is and what it isn't. That's for you to discover within yourself. And there is no certification. You know, even when he was living, he said himself, black belts are only good to hold up your pants. You see in his movies, he wasn't sporting around any ranks or black belts or certifications. He was just proud to be himself, proud to be Bruce Lee. And that's what he teaches us to do. Be proud to be who you are. You don't need his certification. You don't need Danny Insano's certification. You don't need anybody's certification to be who you are. You know, and that's what I gotta say.